seen Flatliners, haven't you?
I have seen Flatliners. I was 5 years old and I don't remember a thing about it. Hey, my name is Greg Alba.
And I'm John.
Are you guys ready to enter the afterlife?
Yeah, find out what's on the other side.
Flatliners.
Flatliners.
Trailer number 1, 2017.
Let's get high on death.
Now, from my understanding, according to 24 Hours, Kiefer Sutherland's, this is like a soft reboot.
Isn't he in this?
Yeah, he's in this, and he said it's more of a sequel than a remake.
Okay.
But if it was a sequel, it'd be called Flatliner or Flatliners 2.
The Flatliners.
Yeah. Not just the same exact title.
These Flatliners.
John, you were asking me who directed the original.
Yeah, who made the original Flatliners? Trivia!
The greatest director of all time. I'm talking about Joel Schumacher.
Oh shit, that's right. The shoe.
Who made passable cult films in the 90s.
Yeah, and the number 23.
I only saw the original once, because this came out the year we were born.
Oh man.
So I haven't seen the original since...
Movie release dates?
1990.
I haven't seen the original since my eyes first opened.
Now I have the VHS copy of it.
Really? Was it good quality?
Oh,
VHS?
totally. Kiefer, Oliver Platt,
Oh,
the Baconator, the Roberts. All right, let's do
the Roberts.
Do you have plans tonight? Do you want to have fun with me later?
Oh,
Courtney
man.
Holmes, I am mildly surprised, but offer accepted.
Midnight basement, sublevel C.
What's going on?
I would like you to stop my heart. You give it 1 minute, and then you bring me back.
Okay, now's the point where you say it's all a joke.
It's not, man. Flatlining.
The biggest rush.
What happens to us after we die? The only way to find out is to see for ourselves.
Oh boy.
We could document that experience.
Did you see white light? It was more like
Man,
pure
Luna.
energy.
How is she playing the piano now?
It's like her brain's been rewired.
I'm going next.
Charging 200.
It's a good day to die.
Clear.
That's a quote from the original.
Everyone I touch today, I'm gonna heal. So don't wait.
3 minutes. Jamie only did 2. What can I say? I'm competitive.
These are the hottest medical students ever.
7 minutes.
The most picturesque
come
team.
back from that.
45 minutes.
Was it all fun? Was there anything disturbing? Something is happening to us. I think I'm going crazy.
Yeah. Outline that whole
Maybe we
movie.
opened the door.
Oh, cool.
Oh.
Oh.
Something is coming. Something like this. Something like this. Defense just not stabilizing.
This experiment needs to end right now.
Wake up. I should have told you this wasn't about science or discovery. It's been over 4 minutes.
I did not know that the side effects would show up and start hunting us down.
Oh, snap.
This was my fault.
Has Ellen Page been in a hard candy?
Yeah, I mean, that's one of those, like, what genre is it really? but yeah, technically, yeah.
Well, that looked cool.
Oh, yeah, that
It looks
very
really cool. It looks pretty sweet,
Yeah.
actually. Now, like I said, I don't really remember the original,
No.
but there's a lot of similar beat sheets in here that I remember from the original.
Uh-huh.
Like Kiefer Sutherland, I believe, was the character he's the one who has his med student. He's like the Ellen Page. That's what you gotta do. You gotta switch out the gender.
Yeah, that's right. It's new age.
He's the one who like has his med students, and that makes sense. You know, like we're watching the trailer, a bunch of hot-looking med students, and I'm like, the original cast was Kevin Bacon and Julia Roberts. It's a hot-looking '90s cast too for med students.
Hey, only sexy people get into nonsense like this.
It's similar beats. I'm noticing, like, oh, I want you to flatline me. Are you crazy? And then they do it, and then there's another student who's like, okay, I want to go, and then everyone's doing it. and it's like kind of fun, but then suddenly dark shit starts really happening. They start seeing visions. If it's honoring the context of the original of what I remember, and like I said, I haven't seen this movie in like 20 years. They would have like visions that were linked to traumatic incidents of their past.
Okay.
And
cool.
they would start seeing it in present day. Some past figures would start coming back and haunting them, like through their visionary tales and stuff. The trailer doesn't really allude to something like that happening. It seems more like they're stepping into the afterlife and somehow they come back with abilities or some shit. Like, oh, she's playing the piano now, or that.
Yeah. I'm a little curious about what the physics are going to become, or
what happens when they flatline, and what are they seeing or developing.
Yeah, what's the updated version? What are they bringing back with them? I feel like with a concept like this, there are only so many directions you can run in with it. So I guess the soft reboot idea, I don't think is a bad idea.
A lot of that movie was they flatline, and I'm not like trying to review the original. I'm just saying a lot of what, if I remember that movie, is here in this.
This kind of stuff.
Is moments of, oh, they're not waking up. Oh, we're gonna use the defibrillator, and
is this time gonna be the time?
Is the time when they die?
Yeah.
And there's a lot of that in this trailer too.
Hey man, I mean, like, it looks like there's a pretty good like, despite the fact that they're all like ridiculously sexy, like, it does look like a pretty good ensemble. Like, I like the little character beats and stuff, and it looks like in those flashes, I mean, Ellen Page is a great actress generally.
Oh, she's fantastic in anything.
I'm sure
Kitty Pryde.
Those freak out and breakdown moments are gonna be pretty intense, you know.
And Diego Luna, man.
I love Diego
Luna. I love Diego Luna. I think it's so cool, and I've seen him in so many movies. Opposite of Mexican Han Solo. I've seen him in so many other movies. I don't really recognize a lot of the other casts.
I'm kind of glad that Kiefer Sutherland is not in this trailer.
Oh, he'll be in the next.
I hope he's not.
He'll be in the next.
I would like
They'll
that
show
to
him
be a
at the
surprise.
end of the trailer. The 90s one's kind of is a cult film, and nowadays, and I think the one thing that I heard about it, if I recall correctly, is it has this really cool concept of stepping into the afterlife, but it doesn't really go all out with that. It doesn't fully take advantage of its altered world premise. This movie doesn't look like it's really pushing it either. It doesn't look like it's a generic, it looks kind of like a generic remake to me, honestly. It still looks like maybe a solid, well-made thriller with some interesting visuals. Because now you can amp up the visual aesthetic, and you can amp up crazy, scary visual thrills.
Well, that's something I am curious about, because they showed a couple of those things when she's like, what did you see? And they have those kind of abstract images of lights and things. And now that we have more ability to show things, that's something I'm very much wondering about, is if there are going to be at least sequences in this movie that take bigger advantage of that, because we have, updated tech to maybe make it look good, or, are we going to keep away from doing that, because like at a certain point you're imagining an unimaginable thing. Like a pretty much unimaginable thing, and so like it's hard to show something like that, and sometimes it is more effective just to hint,
Oh yeah, totally.
So that's a surprise I'm looking forward to finding out. And this also seems like the kind of movie where like you'll get to know the ensemble over time, so even if it kind of looks like, oh yeah, it just looks sort of like a reboot of Flatliners, I still feel like there's potential for the cast to be charming and to bring you in.
Because it seems to have all the elements: sci-fi, horror, psychological thriller, and it seems to be doing all three of those elements pretty well, honestly. Despite my initial feeling of, this looks like a straightforward remake of the original Flatliners. It still looks like the genre elements are being honored very well, and it's stylistically shot. The cinematography looks very excellent here. The visual effects aren't bad. And Ellen Page is a great actress. Diego Luna. Who are the other guys in this movie? I haven't even heard of them.
I wonder if this is going to become one of those movies where they're like, there was an experiment they did back in the early 90s.
Yeah, it's probably going to do it.
What if we retry it, but with new technology?
That's when Kiefer Sutherland's going to walk in. They're all going to...
Don't do it.
You're going to hear footsteps, shadow of Kiefer Sutherland from behind. They're all turning. Who is that?
I hope
he comes out from the shadows.
I hope he shows up just in one cameo, just like when somebody dies, they see his face and that's it.
Oh, this chick. Oh, she's one of the hot chicks from the Vampire Diaries.
Oh boy,
Nina Dobrev. And Return of Xander
Cage.
Cage. That's where I
girl.
actually know her from. I don't know.
I wanted to see both The Perks of Being a Wallflower and The Final Girls.
Nah, she's beautiful. Oh, she was born 1 year before the original. She's probably going to mention that in an interview.
This was the first movie I ever saw.
Where's Hot Boy?
Where's that? Yeah, where's...
There he is.
That guy looks familiar.
James Norden.
He's got to be British.
Black Mirror. He's an episode of Black Mirror.
Ooh, Ryan Pound.
He's done a lot of TV. My dad loved weird sci-fi films growing up. That's why I saw Flatliners. And another one that I saw around the same time is it William Hurt or Jeff Bridges? It's called Altered States. And that film...
William Hurt? That's what I'm going with. That's what I'm sticking with.
Glad we had that moment. That movie, it's not exactly the same concept, but it deals with project with the mind and diving into mind exploration and stuff. And that one gets really trippy and really insane. And I just, that's one thing I'd want. If you're gonna remake this, do that. Go a little more balls out.
My feeling on any soft reboot or otherwise is definitely to make it your own. Take it off in a direction that maybe it didn't go, or I think movies like The Crazies, where it's like, oh, we can update this and there's a reason. Like, it didn't achieve its full potential firsthand. And I've seen some things in the comments, people complaining about the ensemble. And that's a fair point. When we're rebooting all these older properties, that relied at least part way on the strength of their cast, I think you do have to.
Well, the cast of the original is like a lot of famous.
Yeah, and that's
William Baldwin. Come on.
but that's the thing I'm cautiously curious about with something like this, because you've got at least one actress I think is terrific, and the rest of these guys I just haven't seen much. Those are the things I wonder about when we come back, is like, are they gonna live up? And sometimes I feel like the chance is, oh, you cast a bunch of people who aren't as huge as at least the people are that we remember, and sometimes that's good and sometimes that's bad. I'm cautiously optimistic about this, I guess, because even though I thought that was a long trailer, I still liked most of the stuff I was seeing. I'm really curious about the things they're gonna add with the effects of this experiment, basically.
Well, the 90s one, I mean, it's kind of a silly film, too. Not to say all cult films are silly, but this one, it kind of goes down a little bit of the silly territory.
I can imagine what it might be like, especially not that Joel Schumacher only makes silly things, but I can kind of approximate in my mind what that movie might feel like. I remember the 90s. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel like with a movie like that, you kind of have to have at least a bit of personality, because it's a weird, like the concept of this is semi down to earth, but it's also a little ridiculous. It's weird. It's like I can kind of hear somebody going, yeah, they're doing this death experiment. You die for a couple minutes, you come back, different people are hopping on board.
I flatline.
Would you?
Yeah, I flatline all the time.
Sign me up.
Sign me up, man.
Sign me up, bro. Sorry. I'll go out on the table.
That's how I learned how to do reaction videos. Flatline.
You just die, come back. A whole new skill. That's how I learned how to play the guitar too. What do you want to learn today? I don't know. Well, we're gonna kill you.
Flatline.
It's like the Matrix, but with more work.
A lot riskier. Subscribe to The Real Rejects. Hey, click that notification bell. Dad, John Humphrey, Twitter and Instagram. It was his birthday yesterday.
It was.
Happy birthday, John. Anyway.
Thanks, man.
Oh, check out our exclusive perks and content over at patreon.com/TheRealRejects.
Join us. We'll show you pictures of stuff.
There's a lot more E3 shows I gotta catch up on.
Woo! Video games are our specialty!